Hey everyone, it's Susie McCrae. Hope you're doing great today. Today is Friday, November 7th. Anyhow, I was thinking about a few things as usual, and I have a story to tell, and maybe you'll find some value in it. It's my story, and I'm going to tell it. So, many of you watching this know my mom recently passed away, and my dad had passed away 3 years ago. And it brings up a lot of memories or stories or things they influenced you with in your life, especially that they were around so long. Dad to 95 and mom almost 95. So I was thinking about something, and I've told a few people this story before, but I thought I'd share it with you. So when we moved, when I was in ninth grade, we went from one town to another. So I had to go make new friends, do things in ninth grade. I was in the junior high. And then our high school was 10 through 12. So I made new friends and I was an athlete. I was a jock, and that allowed me to make a lot of new friends, have some fun, fit in, so to speak. So my sophomore year in the fall, I was a field hockey player and I made the varsity, and I was shocked. I had no expectation. I just went out there and played. I started most of the games. At the end of the season, patting myself on the back, I got the winning goal for us to go to the tournament as a sophomore. I remember we were sophomore to senior. So that was a big deal. I never expected it, but I made the varsity team. So move on to the next sport. Late fall, we start going to basketball tryouts. I was a pretty good basketball player. I was quick. I had a good shot. I thought I was a good player. So what happened from field hockey to basketball was that let me shut something off here, getting messages. Anyway, from um, field hockey to basketball, something had changed. Okay. Maybe a little sense of entitlement. Hey, Susie made varsity as a sophomore. So I go into the basketball tryouts thinking, okay, a little bit of a sense of entitlement there. Susie's going to make varsity. She did in field hockey. She's a good athlete. She's dedicated. She's committed, all of that. So I go through all the tryouts. And then what they did, and some of you may recall this when you played sports, they put a list up in the bulletin board in the locker room, varsity, junior varsity. So where did I look first? I looked first up at the varsity. My name wasn't there. I looked down. I was on junior varsity and I was crushed. I'm like, they've made a mistake. Something's wrong. What happened? I should be on varsity. So I kind of, put my tail between my legs and I walked home. Yes, back then we walked to and from. It was about a mile home. I got home and I was upset. I felt that I deserved varsity. I felt that they were wrong. The whole way home, my ego was taking over. I was playing victim. How could they do this to me? Didn't they see how good I am? I made varsity in field hockey. Anyway, I walk in, there's mom. She always had a hot meal ready for me after practice or after games. And I came in and she looked at me and she goes, "How did it go?" And my upper lip started quivering, because here's mom. I fell apart. I started crying. I said, "They put me on JV, junior varsity. I didn't make the varsity." So my mom immediately hugged me. And that lasted only a few seconds because then she looked at me and she said, "Susie, I'm going to tell you something right now. Life isn't always fair and you better get used to it. Don't play victim. You know what? You just keep playing. You do your best. You be a teammate to your teammates, and eventually they will see and things will happen for you." So, of course, that was a little tough. Life isn't fair. Get used to it from mom. And the next day, I went, and the two coaches, the varsity and junior varsity coach, pulled me in to talk to me. And they said, Susie, you know what? You are a good player, but you're young. And we thought it would be best to put you on junior varsity so that you could get more experience, you could practice, more, um, more time on the floor. So in the back of my mind, I was still thinking, you've made a mistake. You've made a mistake. Yeah, this does have a happy ending. Um, you made a mistake. You made a mistake. But you know what? I swallowed my pride and I said, I'm committed. I'm not switching teams. I'm not switching schools. My parents aren't coming in. Oh, what have you done to our Susie? None of that. None of that. This was back in like 1977. Those things didn't happen then. I had to advocate for myself. So I practiced hard, and the first junior varsity game, I blew it out of the water. I played great. I was high scorer. I had a lot of steals. I had a lot of assists. I played great, and I was proud of myself. My parents were at the game. They were proud of me. And guess what happened? I got moved up to varsity immediately after that game. The coaches brought me into the office again, and they said, we made a mistake. We're sorry we didn't see what we should have seen in you. And I ended up starting as a varsity player in basketball, and I continued to do my best. So I guess you all know the moral of the story here. I went into the field hockey team with no expectation, no sense of entitlement, no victim. I went in, I played my heart out, I made varsity, and I was like, it was great. It was unexpected. Then I got a sense of entitlement that I should be on the varsity basketball team. Don't they know this? you know? So my mindset was different going into basketball. I had a clean slate going into the first sport. So it really, really, really sunk in about entitlement. And the saying always goes, if you have a sense of entitlement, you're always guaranteed a seat at the victim's table. But my mom hugging me, consoling me, and then looking me in the eye and saying, life isn't fair all the time, Susie, and get used to it. Don't play victim was just a dynamic moment in my life that empowered me. Now, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We all go through with our ego and maybe some entitlement. Maybe once in a while we want to play victim, or we catch ourselves almost playing victim and pointing fingers, they're wrong. Mine had a happy ending, but I think it was because of my mom that she immediately turned me back to just, be myself. And she adjusted my mindset, and it's been everlasting. So I just wanted to share that with you today. I hope you found that useful, and we'll be talking soon. Have a magnificent day. Mwah.